We're all so busy living our lives. And then suddenly something cuts through that, something often very unexpected.
Paediatric trauma call, 15 minutes.
A 71-year-old female with 2 stab wounds to the back.
He was found to be in traumatic cardiac arrest.
I can't feel any pulses. We're at St George's Hospital in Tooting.
Yeah, 24 hours, 7 days a week. I love that question. What's your opening hours?
St George's, London. One of Britain's busiest A&E departments, under more pressure than ever.
So do you want to watch, darling, or do you want to look away?
This is the worst day ever. You never know what's coming in, and you just have to be ready for anything.
Gas canisters exploded, 15% burns to hands, face.
In a world of uncertainty, we see a life-changing event.
I'm A&EP, I need her to get out of here, please.
When patients come in, something takes over.
I'll be fine. I'm going to be very fine.
A place where life,
Give me an A, give me an E.
love,
Okay, good lad, well done.
and loss unfold every single day.
Did you enjoy the Queen's birthday yesterday?
I watched the football.
All the patients you're about to see were treated in just one 24-hour period.
Don't worry.
We get to see people who love one another in loads of different ways. Yes. And I think you can give someone the best care in the world, but really what they want is to hold the hand of the person that they love and for them to tell them that they're going to be okay.
You're my hero.
Basically, you've got the row centre in front of you, and it says the row centre. It's there. Okay. Okay. All right. Oh, did you see Pat Butcher on EastEnders the other night?
Yeah.
Pat. I cried.
Pat Butcher's dead.
I know, she came back.
Came back. I cry every time that they put one of these episodes on.
Yes.
I couldn't watch it. Yeah, it's really sad.
Do you want some cupcake? That was yummy.
Have we got another 2 to eat yet?
Not yet.
Not yet. Hold on.
Huh?
Tip.
Tip.
Can't leave.
You just had sugar.
Working in resus today is nurse Celine.
You just had sugar, haven't you?
I've eaten.
Oh, God.
4 now.
Laughter is the best medicine. At school, I was named the class clown. I want to hit that ball here.
Just taking it the next level.
I would always fall in fits of laughter. Still do it now. I went to the London College of Fashion. We thought we were it, but we weren't. We were just kids wearing stupid hats. I thought, that's it. I'm going to become a nurse. My dad rolled his eyes. Mum went, finally.
Might have to take some blood from you, sweetheart, OK?
Your typical A&E. It's not the environment for the straight and narrow.
But you feel a bit of a sharp scratch over here, OK?
And I think that's why we form these strong relationships with your colleagues. You're thrown into these situations with your friends, because they are your friends. And how rarely would you find yourself with your best mates doing CPR and then be at the pub with them a few days later?
George's ED. Yeah.
A 36-year-old man is being rushed to St George's, having been involved in a high-speed road traffic collision.
Thank you very much. Bye now.
The man's van was travelling at 50 miles an hour when a vehicle pulled out in front of him.
Adult trauma call, ETA, 8 minutes. Can I have an unknown adult male trauma booked into resus 7?
He's a driver of a van versus a car at 50 miles an hour. He's got a femur fracture, which they've popped a Kendrick on, and they're creating a spleen injury.
Major concerns when the patient comes in with a road traffic accident. We're concerned about head injuries, injuries to the neck and the spine.
Can you find a medium blood pressure cuff?
But you have to prepare for massive blood loss as well. It can be life-threatening.
The man's wife was at home when she heard news of the accident.
Lee rings me constantly during the day when he's at work, and he'll always answer the phone because he's on the roads a lot and he's on motorways and there's always crashes, so I do worry. I remember ringing him. He didn't answer, but it was a Friday and I thought, he's gone to the pub. And I remember I was just about to bath the children and then I heard a knock at the door by 3 of Lee's friends saying to me, a car crash. I could just see it in their faces. I just knew something wasn't right.
This is Lee, he's 36 years old. Approximately 2 hours ago, he's a driver of a van that collided with the rear of another vehicle approximately 50 miles an hour. Query, bullseye the inside of the windscreen and submarined underneath the seat. Left foot relatively entrapped. On our arrival, he's complaining of pain to distal left femur and left side of the abdomen over the spleen.
OK. Are you happy with the airway?
Yeah, airway's fine.
Lee? Hiya, I'm Celine, I'm one of the nurses. I need to pop a cannula into your arm to get some blood off you, all right?
Bullseye is when a passenger of a car hits the windscreen with their head.
Let's get the gas and then we'll see if we can get them around to CT.
Depending how fast the car is going, a bullseye can be fatal.
Is anyone called it relatively?
Is she called Emily?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's been called.
I remember going into another room and shutting the door, trying to hide it from the kids. And then our little boy said, oh, is Daddy going to heaven now? And just being like, no, everything's fine, Daddy's fine. But not knowing. So I just remember thinking, I just got to go. Crying the whole way there. And I just couldn't imagine the kids not having him there.
OK, we just need to sort the wires out before we'll then move you across on the mattress, Lee. You just stay exactly where you are and we move you.
It's been 21 minutes since 36-year-old Lee was rushed into A&E after his van collided with a car at 50 miles an hour.
Ready, steady, slide.
Doctors are concerned he may have damaged his spleen, head and back.
Can I ask you, is Emily your girlfriend? Your wife, so she's your next of kin? Yeah, the next person. OK, that's fine.
Lee's wife, Emily, is on her way to the hospital.
I met Lee 10 years ago now. We were set up on a blind date and we went to Pizza Express. Remember, I got butterflies, so obviously I knew I liked him. He was kind and lovable and he's like a protector. As soon as I met him, I knew he was the right sort of man for me. We was together a lot in the beginning. I had like a little drawer in his house and I'd slowly put more and more things in there. Start with a couple of makeup wipes and then it was like all my clothes.
So concern is over, well, if he bullseyed the screen, has he got a head injury? And that's neck.
As soon as we met, he said that he's got a lot of his friends that were already settled down with children and married and things, so I knew that was what he wanted. He was hands-on from the second they were born. When our daughter was born, he would change her nappy and bath her. And she was just like a little doll, and he's just a big man, and she was pretty much in one of his hands. Remember, she never really slept, and he used to just walk up and down, rocking her to get her to sleep, singing This Little Light of Mine, and he would just keep singing it and walking up and down until she was asleep.
Oh my God.
He's really, really built And then when he goes to abdomen, it's all fine.
Is there something, is there any blood from the spree?
The children adore him. He's got a big, tough exterior, and underneath he's very soft, and he's quite sensitive underneath it all as well.
Breathe normally.
I think we get him out anyway now, so...
Are you done?
Yeah, we're done.
Become one.
Need some
Love
love
and never did love before. I'm meant to be a baby.
I'd actually really like to be a Spice Girl.
I was once. I was Jerry Spice at a party.
That was a low-scoring match. Hey, but man, I dropped 50 points.
21-year-old Chris came into A&E with his friend Will after hurting his finger playing basketball.
The sacrifices we make to be healthy, right? That day, I went up for a layup, which is a shot. It was all chaos. A lot of people were bumping into me, bumping into my hand. And then it wasn't until I landed on the floor and got up that I realized that there was this throbbing sensation in my hand. I realized then I'm going to need to go to hospital, but I thought, hang on a second, I need to finish my shot. And then that's how we claimed victory, with me scoring that point. So I sacrificed the finger for the victory, basically. This girl wants to do some filming with me.
What is it?
Yeah. I was on the way to hospital, and I was like, this would be a great opportunity to vlog. Yeah, it's cool. People want to see this. They want to see action. And I thought my finger was the action. Ready? All good. Cool. So, here's an update, guys. MVP of the match. Even though the score was 26 to 23? 24. 24, right? Yeah, same thing. So I dropped like 50 points. And then after I hit the game-winning shot, you know, because like 4 guys tried to block me, yeah, this happened. It's pretty painful. So I'm here in A&E, and it looks like it's going to be a long wait. But I'll keep you guys updated. Bro, that's actually getting so much more painful now.
Some showers overnight with a cloudy day for London tomorrow. More rain around, highs of 9 degrees. From Global's newsroom, I'm Holly Jones. Are you ready?
Let's go.
Don't move, don't move.
St George's A&E recess.
A 34-year-old cyclist is being rushed to St George's after colliding with a car at high speed.
Thank you, bye.
Adult male trauma call, 15 minutes.
When the red phone goes off, then you know it's a cyclist. You're thinking the worst. They have nothing to protect them, and they are totally exposed.
The man's wife was at home when she got the call from the police.
That day, Jeroen got in the car to go to work as normal, and it didn't start. He decided, not a problem, I'll go on my bike. And that changed everything. And then I got a phone call from Jeroen's phone, but it wasn't his voice. And this has happened before. So I was like, okay, how bad is it?
Do you mind getting some monitoring, please?
They said, we're worried about his neck. Then you just think the worst. That could be really life-changing.
Jerome's 34. Jerome was riding his push bike when he collided front on and she got in the car. So he is complaining of C-spine tenderness with that numbness and tingling in both his hands from the knuckles down.
Okay, fine, thank you. Can we have, is the airway safe?
When patients have got tingling and numbness, you are really quite concerned. Can indicate spinal cord injuries resulting in paralysis.
It hurts. I'm very worried about my neck.
Okay, you keep that neck still. We're going to work around you. And what we're going to do is, in a moment, we'll take you to be scanned. Just first going to do a chest X-ray here.
I think I went into survival mode. Right, what am I going to do now? Where do I need to get to be next to Jeroen?
X-ray basics.
For a split second, you think, my husband could be paralysed, and this isn't the way I planned it. This shouldn't be happening.
Doctors are concerned about injury to Jeroen's neck and spine and are sending him for an urgent CT scan.
Just check your temperature, okay?
It's been 40 minutes since courier driver Lee was brought into A&E after crashing his van at 50 miles an hour.
We'll find out the results of that scan soon, okay?
Doctors are concerned about potential life-changing injuries to his neck and abdomen and are awaiting his full CT scan report.
So, because he had left upper quadrant pain, we're concerned about the spleen.
A spleen injury can cause internal bleeding into the abdomen. It can be difficult to detect because you've got no obvious blood loss, but your blood pressure will drop and your heart will start working harder to try and compensate, which then has other complications.
5. Hi, Lee. So, I'm about to just do an ultrasound on your tummy, okay? Yeah. Okay, it's going to feel a little bit cold.
Doctors need to further examine Lee's spleen to check for any signs of bleeding.
So is it Emily that's your wife? Is that right? Would you like her to come in?
Yes, please.
Yeah, okay. Can you just take a breath for me?
When Lee had the crash, I was just panicking, not knowing what to do next. Just thought, no, like, that can't be, it can't happen again. Because Lee lost his best friend, Dan, a few months before.
Deep breath for me again.
Dan was in a crash a few months before Lee had the accident, and it was just horrible. No one got to go to the hospital when Dan had his crash because he'd just gone. When Lee had his crash, just thought, my God, it can't happen again. Two best friends can't have gone so close together in the same way.
Sorry, body. I should just eat cake. I was looking at the cake thinking, I should eat that. Went for the healthy option. Look what happened.
Google cake death.
Feeling better or not yet? It's there, I'm just ignoring it.
21-year-old Chris came into A&E with his friend Will after hurting his finger scoring the winning point in a basketball match.
Can you get me my phone, please?
Yeah, of course. What do you want?
just the usual Instagram.
Can you imagine a world without the internet?
Well, I mean, a world without the internet would be pretty boring. Nowadays, you open your phone, funny video, funny picture pops up. And you tag your friends, and it's like, oh my god, did you see this? Bruh. The picture of a dog or something, and everyone suddenly just cracks up at it.
Who's this? It's a friend of mine. Oh, another friend.
So I can only imagine a world without internet would be probably depressing.
Let me just... Yes, boy.
Hi, Christopher. I'm Tamsin. I'm one of the doctors here. Hi. So what's happened to you today?
Playing basketball, and then took a shot, jumped up, collided with the ball, collided with other people's hands.
Okay.
So, yeah, my finger got jammed.
Let's have a little look.
Sure.
All right. You can't straighten that at all, can you?
No, yeah.
No.
There you go.
It's a bit painful. All right. Well, I think you've dislocated that finger at this joint here.
Okay.
So what we're going to do is we're going to send you for some X-rays, okay?
Yeah.
Is that all right then?
Yeah, that's fine.
Let me show you where X-ray is. If you want to come and follow me. Do you mind carrying his bag?
Yeah, of course.
Is that all right? Come on. And then when you finish, come back up and find me, and we'll see what we can do with it. Okay?
Okay.
All right. Thanks a lot then. Bye.
See you later. Slow down a little bit. Cool, so we're just on the way to X-ray. Just need to get checked out, make sure there's nothing else to it.
So vlogging, in a sense, is a documentary. And I'm only over about 2,000-3,000 followers on social media. I never imagined when I started vlogging, people would actually want to see what I'm up to.
Bag boy going strong.
Shut up, honestly.
Yeah, this is your fault, man.
I know, but you shouldn't have done all the fancy.
Fancy, I was hustling.
You were hustling.
If I could wake up in a different country every day and film it, then I would be satisfied for life almost. Because everyone wants to be at that stage where all they have to do is film their day, and then they're gonna make money from that, basically.
I think we're here. Yep. See you guys in a bit.
Grandma, actually, she was watching my vlog. She probably thinks I'm like a movie star or something, when really I'm just your average guy, just trying to vlog.
What we're going to do is a scan of your head and neck to begin with, okay? Then we're going to scan the rest of your body.
34-year-old Jeroen was brought into A&E after he was knocked off his bike on his way to work.
So he was going along, I think car pulled out and went into it.
Doctors must scan his neck and spine to determine the extent of his injuries.
He's got left shoulder and humerus pain.
Jeroen's wife, Joanna, is making her way to St George's from their home 6 miles away.
Jeroen and I, we were both from the same university. The university school bus between campuses used to drive past his house, and he used to have a bedroom in the front of this house with his computer. And when the bus would drive past, I'd look in the window and I'd see him there always with his feet up, tap, 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 tap at the computer. So I used to look out for that when I passed. We went on a date. He was charming and he would do lovely things that like hold the door open and just all those romantic things that make you feel special. Took him to meet my mother first, and he turned up on the train in a nice shirt and tie. Hello, Mrs. Brown, pleased to meet you. She, of course, was flattered. Oh, call me Sarah. He did things how they should be done. He was very respectful.
Breathe in and hold your breath.
We got to have quite a few funky things with our wedding. We had a string quartet play heavy metal, Guns N' Roses and Metallica. I think we walked back down the aisle to an Aerosmith track, played on the string quartet. And I felt just over the moon, amazing. You know, this man, my best friend, we've spent years together. He wanted to be with me forever. It just all seemed to flow. It was sort of, you know, life's plan. You get together, you find someone you love, you're lucky enough to marry them, and just felt the next natural step. We wanted to have children. That didn't work out quite as we'd planned it.
Well, does your wife know that you're here?
Yeah.
Is she on her way, do you know?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Doctors will now wait for the results of Jeroen's CT scans to find out whether he sustained any injury to his neck and spine.
It's definitely more comfortable than the ambulance.
Oh, we pride ourselves on comfort here at St. George's.
Is he walking?
No.
He just made his first step today.
Yeah. Wow. And first trip to the Annie.
Well, hopefully the first and only.
Do you want me to like take this off there?
No. Just make sure I'm in focus.
Hold up.
You good?
Yep.
So the nurse is just checking over my x-ray at the moment. They just want to check for any fractures or anything.
21-year-old vlogger Chris came into A&E after hurting his finger during a basketball game.
Might as well get a pump on whilst I'm waiting for the nurse. 9,001, 1,002.
Oh, that's funny.
Hi, Christopher. So, let me show you your x-rays, okay?
Yes, please. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so look, there you are. So what we've got to do is we've got to lie you down, and we're going to give you some gas in there to make you feel a bit more relaxed and give it a little pull.
Yeah.
Is that okay?
Okay,
yeah.
cool.
Okay, all right. We'll get the room sorted out first, okay?
I'm currently working 3 jobs. Retail, fitness, personal training, and videography. I just want to be as successful as possible in many areas. I don't want to just stick to one thing. I want to be good at a lot of things and be flexible.
Look at this guy. Look at this guy. Who does this guy think he is? Yeah. Mad tickers. Mad tickers.
I was only about 3 or 4. My sister was just born, and we didn't have enough money to stay in London. So my mum decided that it was best that we were sent to Philippines to stay with my grandmother, whilst my dad and mum just worked their butts off, basically, to make enough money to bring us back.
If you keep breathing that in and out, I'm going to pull on one finger, put it apart, and pull the finger back over into place, okay? All right, deep breaths. All right. There, it's done.
Yeah.
It's done. It's done. Okay?
Cool.
All right, so put your hand down there. We'll put a splint on it as well. Okay, all right. Be back in a minute.
I remember vaguely when my dad came to visit and my mum. I just remember them leaving, and it was, you know, it was painful. It was really, really painful. I didn't understand. I was like, you know, why is my mum, my dad leaving me again? So it was very, very tough. I want to have a family of my own one day, but unfortunately, I can't do that without being successful first.
Didn't hurt at all, did it?
No, I was expecting worse.
I know.
I'll take a high five from you. Well done.
Yeah.
I definitely don't want to be the person known going to parties and doing all kinds of things late at night. I'd rather be the person that would work hard and provide for his family and just enjoy it at the same time.
Right then. Right then.
Thank you.
This is over. Well, Lenny. Do you want to come with you tomorrow?
No, I'm good, bro.
You sure? I ain't carrying no bags, though.
Yeah.
Been long. It took me ages to get here.
Doctors have now received Lee's CT scan results.
So Lee, I've got the reports back. We're going to take the collar off, and I'm just going to examine down the back of your neck. Yeah. And then if you can do in line from that side, come down there. No, so put your body.
What sort of friendship did Lee and Dan have?
They had that close bond. Lee was his best man and Dan was Lee's. Dan didn't want to be his best man because he didn't want to do his speech, but he'd done it and he'd done so well and had everyone laughing. It was really good. He tried his hardest. Lee loved him for it because he knew he was so nervous. I'd always know when Lee would be on the phone to Dan. They acted like kids together. They'd insult each other, but it was always done in a nice way. You can tell that they were so close and that generally if they ever needed each other, they would be there. You could just see the love.
Is that okay?
There's a bit sore there, yeah.
Anything down here?
No, it was all right.
He just didn't know how to cope when Dan passed away. I remember him waking up in the night and he'd be watching like Dan doing his speech at our wedding and look at photos and he'd just cry. Lee's always been like a big protective man and a big strong role. He doesn't really cry, so to see him hurt and upset was just hard. You can just take that pain away from him, but you just can't.
Anything down here?
Oh, yeah, there.
Yeah. Okay. The body images weren't very good, possibly from artefact from upper body muscle. So we're waiting on my colleague to just go through all the scans. Okay, so I'll just, I think he might be next door. I'll see if he can come and have a look at that.
For a night, babe. Just for a night on a ward. You're going to be in agony at home.
Okay.
Don't be silly. You are, and I'm going to make...
I got no clothes, I got a charger, and eating.
Managed chicken tikka.
If I just start doing the discharge.
Okay, so I don't think there's a template to how you deal with death. I don't think there's a template for dealing when you don't win. But I remember when a friend from school passed away. She was really poorly at school, and she was only 27. The funeral was just jam-packed, and it was full of laughter. It was typical her. She said she did not want any sad faces because, like, she had her time, so she wanted us to celebrate that. She was there with us. Doesn't mean it makes it any easier. That person's no longer there, but understanding that this is just the body. They're still with you. They're wherever you go. Their heart or the soul or whatever you loved about them is you, because that's your relationship, that's your connection with someone. It's never going to change.
It's Lee, is it?
Yeah.
Now, my colleague was a little bit concerned, so he's asked me to come back and have a look at you, see how you're doing.
Specialist doctors have been called to examine Lee further.
Oh. Oh.
Now, the initial scan that you had done, because of your muscle bulk, was inconclusive. You're going to be most likely admitted for observation. My concern is whether there has been an injury to the spleen.
Okay.
The trauma team will look after you, keep an eye on you. And if there is any concerns about the spleen, we scan you straight away.
Because of the potential injury to his spleen, Lee will be sent to the ward for observation.
Man, it's fine, man. Cut all the doors off.
Don't worry about that, maybe.
Right there, Glenn. Glenn? You're not Glenn. What is your name?
Urine. It's like the colour maroon, but with a Y.
Urine. Urine.
Doctors are waiting for Jeroen's neck and spine CT results.
Right, I'm going to give you some pain relief. Do you know how much you weigh?
110.
110 kilos?
Big time now. Yeah, it's not going to be pounds, is it? I wish.
Oh yeah, it's not going to be pounds, true.
I really do enjoy helping people. You know, you can get people who come in and their loved ones aren't there, or you're trying to get through to them. So you sort of take over the role of their someone. I just like being there, to be someone's someone in that moment. It's an honour. It's an honour, it's a privilege. It's like this little teamwork thing. We're in this together. And sort of, you know, have that eye contact. It's like, I'm Celine, I'm your nurse. I'm here with you.
Jeroen's wife, Joanna, has arrived in resus.
Hello. You feel all right?
Yeah, I'm just in pain.
Some morphine not helping.
Yeah, it did help. The gas in here was pretty cool.
Bianca's dead, is she?
No, apparently the police officer said she was all right, but I'll be the judge of that.
Okay.
Bianca the bike?
Bianca's the bike. Who's clearly, we're a lot more worried about the bike than you. So there.
Oh, I like you.
Glad the sympathy brigade has come.
I'm sympathetic, Dan. I'm just trying to be light-hearted.
Yes. Your heart is very light.
Listen, you're lucky it's not cold.
Cold.
Right.
What is Jeroen like as a husband?
He is a caring person. Initially, I don't think he likes to show it. He tries to sort of hide that, but really he is a caring person. And, you know, he gets emotional too. I mean, stick on a movie with a dog in it that might get injured or die, and he's a blubbering wreck.
The ambulance lady said, "Oh, should I call your wife or girlfriend?" I said, "Don't call the girlfriend. Wife will be very upset."
He's funny, strange. I love you.
You know I'd rather be at home.
Splattered pig.
Yeah.
Kids were always the plan. We had about 5 years of IVF in the end to try and make our sort of dream family happen. And it wasn't happening. In fact, one consultant said it just wouldn't happen. All of a sudden, your worst fears are sort of realised. So to have that taken away from you, that's shocking. But being constantly asked, "Oh, are you going to have children?" and sort of saying, "Oh, well, we're thinking about it," when really we've been trying for however many years. That was harder. I'm sorry I'm not more sympathetic.
It's okay.
I do care.
Oh,
Do care. Hey.
I'm not sure what supportive capacity you are. But...
I bring the humour. That's enough. What's the best medicine? Laughter. There you go. Jeroen and I dealt with it in the same way we deal with anything that's a bit tricky. Humour, and we just try and joke our way through it, and everything will be okay in the end. I remember the time we had a discussion about we would try once more, and that would be it. And that time I found out I was pregnant, and that was phenomenal.
Well, I was hoping for the peace and quiet.
Darling. I didn't bring the kids. What more do you want?
Oh, yeah, it's...
You don't know our children.
God, it's like stampede of...
Wildebeest. They are like feral wildebeest. And so we went for the scan. The lady did the scan and she said, "There's one heartbeat." And Jeroen sort of piped up, "Huh?
1 heartbeat? What does that mean? And she said, and there's another heartbeat. And that's when we found out it was twins. Our embryos, we named them Hob and Knob, because I went through a phase of really liking Hobnob biscuits. And life was great.
What we can see on the scan isn't acute, which is good. And I think we can probably try you without this too. Okay. Okay. Just keep this head still.
We're not doing it for the joyride, we're doing it for the pain relief.
That's loud.
All right. In your own time and gradually, just turn your head side to side, just a little bit. Good.
The head stayed on. That's a bonus, isn't it? When the twins were 6 months old, I looked in the mirror and this weird blemish had come up. The same blemish that had been there while I was pregnant with the twins, but it disappeared straight afterwards. Sort of wandering around, I thought, oh, that's really weird. It must be a hormonal thing when I was pregnant. And then I was like, no, I can't be pregnant. I'm infertile. I think I did about 14 tests in the end. And we were just so excited, not at all planned, but amazing, absolutely amazing, that we got pregnant the way you're supposed to get pregnant. Really amazing.
Doctors have given Jeroen the all clear, and he's free to go home.
Thank you so much for your help. I'm really lucky. I've got exactly what I've always wanted, and I've got 3 lovely little boys, and I'm married to my best friend. Jesus. Some sort of effort. Cried you wear some pretty put socks on.
Just let me do it then.
I think friendship is the basis for any good relationship.
Oh, wow, that did come in useful. Look at that.
Yeah, and that's why if you look on the side of your head, you've got a mark here. Literally, without that, you would have had a really nasty head injury, I think. Yeah, friends first, and then things blossom from that. You okay?
Yeah.
I love you.
I love it too.
Everything happens for a reason. So, yeah. Hope you guys had a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.
I think when there's a bump in the road, and sorry for the bicycling pun, you've just got to get over it and continue. I don't think there's any point in downing tools and giving up, because ultimately you still got to get to where you want to go. Perseverance paid off during the fertility treatments. And as a result, we've got a lovely family to shout for it, so I'm really happy.
I remember just thinking, even if it is going to change our life, we're still going to have a life together. The kids are still going to have their dad, so that's the important thing. Things might change, but we'll all still be here, so it's fine.
That day could have been completely different. I wouldn't like to imagine not being here. But thankfully I am, and I'm still here to tuck the kids in at night. I'm not a great believer in all the before and after life, etc., but Danny was my guardian angel that day. He didn't want me up there with him just yet.
You felt my bump. Hopefully they won't have to shave it. I say that because I'll cry.
George's recess.
An elderly patient presenting with chest pain, the first thing that goes through your mind is, could this be a heart attack?
Oh, dear, my heart.
Yeah, I'll do that. You get the ECG.
We could see Mum wasn't right at all. You realise that she's not this invincible human being that you think she is.